I'm cooking one of my favorite eggplant dishes, Imam Bayildi. It's a classic in the cuisine of the Asia Minor Greeks, and it's one of the best vegetarian dishes in all of Greek cuisine. I start by slicing my eggplants in half lengthwise. I score my eggplant and broil it in order to soften the flesh, which will in turn become part of the filling. A little olive oil into the pan. A generous amount of olive oil goes over the flesh of the eggplant. Eggplant absorbs a lot of olive oil. I want to turn this over, and I'm just going to get this under the broiler for about 5 to 8 minutes until they start to char, and then I'm going to turn them over and finish softening them up. While my eggplants are under the broiler, I'm going to start on my filling. Fair amount of olive oil. There's a story about this dish. It's called Imam Bayildi. The Imam fainted. And they say that he either fainted because the dish was so delicious, he passed out, or because he realized how much olive oil his wife used to prepare it. My onions are going in. I want to add a little bit of salt. I'm ready to add my garlic. I like to use fresh tomatoes in this dish. You can also do it with good quality canned tomatoes. I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, but I want to check on my eggplants. My eggplant pulp is almost there. It needs a little more cooking to soften up. Back to this beautiful, fresh tomato and onion filling. I want to season it with a little salt and pepper. I want to get a little balsamic vinegar in there. My petit mezzi, this is grape molasses. It's one of the world's oldest sweeteners. I want to get my raisins in next. Everything's got that gorgeous, almost caramelized color. I'm turning this off. The eggplants are tender but still al dente, and that's exactly what we want. I just want to scoop out the pulp. The one thing you definitely want to be careful of is keeping enough of a rim around the eggplant so that it stays whole and it will contain the stuffing. My fresh herbs, and I've got beautiful parsley here. That adds a really nice color, and mint adds such intense flavor. There's a whole garden of ingredients going on in this frying pan. Set my eggplant halves inside and fill them with this gorgeous filling. You want the filling to kind of spill over the top of the eggplants, and that's how you always see it in Greek restaurants, at least in Greece. You get every inch of the surface covered. Now that my eggplants are filled, I'm going to turn the oven down to 350. Let these bake for about a half hour until the vegetables are really tender and the filling has all melded together into something so delicious that when you eat it, you practically faint. This smells great. It looks great. I cannot wait to taste a whole piece of Imam Bayildi. I like to garnish my Imam Bayildi with a little fresh mint that plays off the mint that's already been cooking in this wonderful filling. I like to serve my Imam Bayildi with a little Greek yogurt. The tang of the yogurt goes really great with all the wonderful sweetness and those caramelized aromas and the onions and the tomatoes in this beautiful dish. And last but not least, because in addition to being one of the great vegetable dishes of Greece, this is also considered one of the great lavera, olive oil-based dishes. Remember, the Imam fainted because of all the olive oil his wife put in this. I love this dish, and I can't wait to taste some. I'm in vegetable heaven. This is so rich, and it's surprisingly rich for being a purely vegetarian dish. The tartness in the yogurt works beautifully with all the sweetness, the natural sweetness in all these vegetables that have been cooking and melding together. It's no wonder we've embraced this dish from the shores of Asia Minor, and we've made it our own.